My name's Elizabeth Murphy. I'm 53 years old. We are in the city of Chicago.
My name's Kacy O Brien. I am 38 years old. So what was it what was the potential you saw in creative New Jersey and what it could be at that moment in time that actually made you want to move back to New Jersey from Ireland? What was that?
Well, I think as I look back on that now, I think it was the opportunity to connect with people on a very sincere, real, meaningful way, and the possibility of creating an environment for them to do their best work. So it's part of what I always wanted to do in producing theater, create that environment for people to do their best work, and that still holds true for me at Creative New Jersey. And one of the things that you often say when we're holding our community calls to collaborations is you encourage people to bring their whole self to the work. And as you shared with us a little bit about what risk-taking means to you and how that has informed some of your growth, is there anything else you would add about how you yourself bring your whole self to this work?
I think it's easy to play a role that other people expect of us. And sometimes there's comfort in that. So coming to this work and showing up as a representative of your organization, right? That's reasonable. But coming to this work as a representative of your organization or a volunteer group that you're a part of, or as a parent, or as somebody who has very strong views about certain policy, or, right? If you bring your whole self to this work, then you have the ability not only to change how you show up in your own community, but how people view you. People always knew me as the girl in the box office window in Trenton, right? They might not also know that I did wildlife rehabilitation on the weekends because that was something I loved to do. But if I show up in a conversation or I lead a conversation that has to do with wildlife rehabilitation, suddenly I'm not just the girl in the box office window, right? And I think that that's something that we see people stepping into all the time in this work. In our most recent community, Newark, where we did our first call to collaboration in June of this year, 2019, we had 80 high school students there, and they were leading sessions. They were stepping into their own work and completely transformed the conversation, as anyone who works with kids knows will happen. They were incredible. And shifted the way all of the adults in the room, or many of the adults in the room, were viewing them, broke down assumptions that people had about how engaged they were with community life, how much they wanted to be engaged with community life, what it is they wanted to do. And showing up as your whole self can also be risky, right? There's a chance you're going to be judged. But we try really carefully to create a space where we make it known that that's not what this is about, right?
Right. And I think that if we do our work in the right way, and if we create the right conditions for people to have difficult conversations, learn something new about their community that they never heard before, strengthen a relationship, test an early stage idea, form a different allegiance that they never thought could have been possible. If we do our work right to create the conditions where those things can happen, then we see people change in the room. We see people go from being hesitant, maybe a little guarded, to being incredibly open, to sharing information and ideas. Physically, they change, and we sort of see them come alive